6 and 3, does that work in one but not the other? Then go to, something else. So you just have to experiment a little bit. Okay, but if you use 9 and 2, 9 times 2 is 18, and 9 plus 2 is 11. Okay, so that means for our third step, that's our replaced that middle term. Okay, so that means our 3x squared, move that up a little bit, plus 11x plus 6 will actually become 3x squared plus 9x plus 2x. Plus 6. Okay. And then from there, it's just factor by grouping. Okay, so we have our 3x squared plus 9x plus 2x plus 6. Clean that up a little bit. And we factor by grouping. We break that down to 2 smaller groups. Okay, then we find the greatest common factor out of each of those smaller groups. Okay, so 3x squared, we could just make that 3 times x plus 9x, that 9, we can make that 3 times 3. Okay, so the first group, we broke that down a little bit. Plus 2x, we can make that 2 times x. 6, we can make that 2 times 3. Okay, so we know in this first one, we can factor a 3 and an x out of both of those. And the only thing left is x plus 3. Okay, for the next one, we know we can factor a 2 out of both of those. And again, the only thing left is an x plus 3. Okay, which is just what we wanted because those two match. So since they match, we can just go ahead and factor them right on out. Move that up a little bit. Here we go. So we have x plus 3. And once we factor them out, we just go ahead and cross that out. The only thing left is 3x plus 2. All right, so that's our factor. Okay. Any questions on that one? All right. Okay. Just do one more example, and this is called factoring using substitution. It's really the same thing we've been doing, but instead of variables, you'll find actual polynomials being factored. Okay. Move that down. There we go. Okay, so let's say if we wanted to factor let's say m minus 6 squared plus 5 times m minus 6 plus 4. Now this one's a little bit different than what we've been doing so far. So far it's just been an x squared or something times x squared, but here it's a little bit different. Okay, so your first step, here you're going to temporarily replace m minus 6 with x. Or you can replace it with y or anything else. You can replace it with any variable. Okay, so that means m minus 6 squared plus 5 times m minus 6 plus 4 will now become, m minus 6 is now x, so that leaves us with x squared. Oh, clean that up. Plus 5 times m minus 6 just becomes 5 times x plus 4. Okay. So now this looks a little easier to handle. Now your second step is just going to be to factor like you normally would. Okay. So x squared plus 5x plus 4, you have to find two numbers that multiply to equal your c, and those same two numbers add to equal your b. Okay, so you don't have to do the a times c because there's nothing in front of the x squared. So you can go back to the original way of factoring. Okay, so in this case, 4 and 1 works. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Okay, so that means this factor just becomes x plus 4, x plus 1. Okay, so now remember, you only temporarily replaced x with m minus 6. So now you just have to place it back. So you replace x with m minus 6 and simplify. Okay, so you have x plus 4 times x plus 1. That will now become m minus 6 plus 4 times m minus 6 plus 1. Okay, and simplifying, you just combine like terms. Okay, so that would give you m minus 6 plus 4 is negative 2, so m minus 2. M minus 6 plus 1 is negative 5, so m minus 5. Okay, so that would be the factor of the original messy looking one. All right. Any questions on that one? Lower that down a little bit. All right. I think we'll stop there for now since we're running out of time.